everyone. Good evening to the After Eight show. Wow. Doesn't one week go very, very quickly? So quickly. Anyway, it's a Dasra at Large, and we have got our panel here. Before we introduce you to our special guest, we've got our panel here now. Is DJ Boozadelic in the house? Good evening, DJ Boozadelic.
What is happening? How you doing over there in the UK?
I'm cool. I'm cool. Made it another week. That's all I can say each week. I've made it each week. Just take a deep breath. I've made it.
Okay, another week of the celebration. Did you get out to Salsa Naturally and hang out with
Oh,
Ruth?
yeah, that's tomorrow. Woo!
Oh, it's
Looking forward
tomorrow.
to
Dang, I
that.
don't even know what day it is.
It's tomorrow. It's Friday. Just, put on my little shimmy,
I
shimmy,
don't know
shimmy,
why.
shimmy. Uh,
Okay, I don't know why I thought that was last weekend, y'all.
no, it's tomorrow. And then we've got, hey, Mrs. Queen of Boozadelic, aka Tankway Haywood.
Yes,
Good
as you can see,
evening.
we are both in our family car today.
I can see you. You're always at the same place at the same time. You too. You can't keep me
Yes,
two apart.
I'm telling you.
That's so funny.
And now she got the name the Queen.
Yes. Yeah, you know what? Speaking of what Busadelic was saying, I thought that the event was last week too. I didn't know it was this Friday.
It's this Friday, yes, yeah.
Okay.
This
Man,
Friday, I've got my little outfit ready. Nah, I'm not overdoing it, but it'd be nice and simple.
I need a PJ so I can fly on over there and check y'all out.
Yeah, I tell you, it's great fun actually at the South Seduce, and it's one way to keep fit and meet people and have fun, yeah,
Yeah,
and celebrating the birthday girl tomorrow. I'm continuing all my celebrate. Oh yeah, I'm gonna party. Oh yeah,
There you go. That's how you do it. Do it big. Do it big.
and I say I'm gonna party. I'm gonna treat and party. Oh yeah. So yeah, that's just another treat. Yes. Another treat. So how's all you lot's weeks been? Mine's been boring and dull. Work, 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 work.
yeah. Well, we had like 5 days of unseasonably warm and sunny weather in a row here. It was
Oh,
like one day it was like 80 degrees.
wow.
Yeah, it was.
That's nice. I could do with that sort of weather to bring back. We need our vitamin D, don't we? Give that glow and let us feel really good.
Definitely, and I got mine. As you can see, I'm a little bit darker than I was last week.
Yeah, yeah. You got a glow. You got a glow.
Yeah, so I'm just, you know, trying to because everybody that lives out here, and I'm sure you guys probably had that problem over in the UK too, is vitamin D deficient.
Yeah, we got it. We get it bad. Yeah.
Right. So,
Um. Yeah, I take vitamin D um supplement. I do.
yeah, I
I
do.
do. I've run out actually, so weekend I've got to buy some more. But I do take vitamin D.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very important for your neural function and as well as many other things to make sure you get that. And I didn't realize how low I was until the doctor, took it when they used to test for that, and I was just like, wow. So I started taking like what 20,000 I or is it no 2,000 or 20,000? I don't know. It's a high number. I think it's ten
The
thousand.
high one. I know which one you're talking. The one that you can take once a week. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah, but I take those like every day.
Oh wow. Yeah, I used to take it. I do take it every day now, but
uh-huh.
when I first started, um I was taking the one once a week, and I was thinking, this ain't gonna kick in. You can't take something. The doctor was like, it's a high dosage. It's like, you can't take it more than once. It's once a week. I was like, okay, then eventually, after a while, it's a slow burner. After a while, it does make a difference to your skin, just to your vitality, just like, gives you that extra rev, that vavavoom.
Yeah. Hey, 2 weeks in a row you broke out that boom.
I don't know why I got this word vavavoom. I keep saying it's a vavavoom.
Yeah. But a lot of studies I recommended that you get 20 minutes a day of the natural sunlight without the sunscreen on it. But if you go over that, then you run the risk of getting yourself burned up and, you know, making yourself susceptible to future melanoma and all that. And it's just like, it didn't used to be like that.
I remember many years ago when I was in Barbados, I didn't really wear much sunscreen, but that was a big mistake. When I came back home, my back was all peeling. I was thinking, what's all this? And then I realized, oh my goodness, you know, it must be it must be the sun. I've never experienced that before in my life. And then I was like, wow, we really do need to use sun cream. We really do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that
that's what I realized.
I experienced that, and I think it was about 1985 when I was down in college. I went out riding a bike, and all of a sudden I started like my forehead and my shoulders. I had on a tank top. They were like peeling, and I asked my girlfriend at the time. I said, "What the hell is this?" And she said, "You got sunburn." I said, "What you talking about?" I said, "We don't sunburn." Because as a kid, playing out in the sun all day, no shirt on, shorts, no shoes on, never had that happen in my life. But then the
Wow.
ozone layer started getting thinner, and the end
Yeah.
result is black folks have been recommended to wear sunscreen. Now, sunscreen has its own issues, which I don't want to really get into at this point, but just say
Yeah.
that there's some chemicals in there that aren't good for us either.
Well, we're going to be talking a lot more about sunscreen, all sorts of subject matters. We've got some juicy subject matters today. Everybody stay locked. Today,
Juicy, juicy. Mm.
juicy, 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 juicy. Yes, but before we go to the juicy, juicy conversations, we're going to bring our guest. And before we bring our guest, we're going to get a little bit of a sneak preview of a little bit of a contribution to music. She's had a lot of contribution to music, but we're just going to be just getting a little fraction on today's show. This is one of her songs with her sisters that helped to bring her to the platform and recognized in the UK with their hit single, Look Who's Loving Me. And it's still as a vibrant and lively today. Check it out.
Didn't take your words so seriously when you said the best things in life are free. Searched the whole world, but it wasn't there. Didn't know that it was right in front of me.
Definitely,
Oh,
it takes me back to the 90s. Yes,
yeah.
the 90s vibe.
In
Woo-hoo.
90s vibe.
I
That
miss
was
that music.
1991. Wow. Eshe, can you hear us loud and clear? You're with us
Yes,
now.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
We can hear
Yeah.
you.
Oh,
And
great.
you still look the same. You haven't even aged. You still look
Oh,
the
great.
same.
Great. Oh,
So
I was
Yeah, I
welcome
like.
laughing.
off the 8 show with DJ Boosadelic, with the
Hi,
Yeah.
Eshe.
DJ on Magnet Radio as well. And
Yeah.
also the Queen of Boosadelic, aka Tanquay Hayward, who is also a artist and
Oh,
songwriter as well.
oh, oh, great. Oh,
It's
good to
wonderful to
see you.
have you today. Wonderful. I was just looking at the video and I was like, oh my goodness, you and your sisters. Did people and do people get you all muddled up because you look remarkably alike?
They do. They think that Marcia and I look alike, but then they forget that Marcia's taller. All my sisters are taller than me.
Oh.
So if they try to remember our heights, I think they'll get it easier.
So do
Like
it by the height.
the oldest one is the shortest, and then everybody else is taller.
It's
Uh,
always like that, isn't it? Sometimes because the eldest sister, with us, she's the shortest one.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Mm.
and then I'm the youngest girl. I'm the
Oh,
youngest, full stop. And I'm taller than my sisters, all of them.
wow. See? And you see, in that video, I was laughing to myself because I'm shorter. I mean, I'm not that much shorter. They
Hmm.
had me standing on like a box, so that's why there's like a little gap between me and Sandra, and
Oh,
that's right.
Okay.
But when we sing together, I mean, it's not that I have to wear extra high heels or anything, so they should have just left me. I had on heels.
wow.
I don't know
That's,
why they put me on a box. Mm.
they had their reasons, for the camera, for the video.
Oh, crazy. You know what I mean? There was a
Just
warehouse
leave
in
you
London.
alone. Leave you alone with your height differences.
Yeah, exactly. I don't need to look as if I'm nearly their height.
It's great to have you. It's great to have you on the show. It really is. And
Yeah, the last time, when was it? It was in the lockdown.
yeah,
Yes, that
it's
was
about 4 years ago now, isn't it? My
2000.
goodness.
Was it 2020?
Yeah, I think it was 2020
Yeah,
that I interviewed you on a different platform.
yeah.
And doesn't it goes quick? I can't believe it's 4 years.
Mm.
Wow. A lot has happened, I would imagine.
My goodness, it's like just trying to catch up on all that. It's like time nearly stood still with everything that was going on, and people weren't traveling, or if they were, you know what I mean? It's like other things had slowed down, the economy, jobs, everything. It's like you couldn't go and visit all your family. You just felt restricted.
And how did you get through? How did you pull through? Because everybody had different coping mechanisms.
I still went out every day. I went out into nature. I'd go to the park and go under the trees, do my exercise and stuff like that. And I still used to meet up with certain people. I felt safer if I met up with them outside. Yeah.
That's really good. That's really good. And
Mm.
you're really very much in touch with nature. You're a very spiritual woman. And
Thank you.
because you bring that to your music and your videos.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. How
Try
would you
to.
describe your style and your type of music now? Would you still consider it soul?
It's more than soul. It covers different genres because I mean, my dad played everything in the house from classical to reggae, gospel, of course, soul, you know what I mean? You name it, every kind of music, country, a cappella music, everything was just played. So, and jazzy, a lot of jazzy music as well. So I think it has a fusion of a mixture of those things, because I've got some songs that I haven't released yet that are very rootsy kind of music, a bit of, like reggae vibe to it, which maybe people have heard me sing them live, but I haven't recorded it yet. Lots of songs. Cool.
Lots of, so was you writing and doing a lot of your music during the lockdown? Because I know a lot of artists did.
I was doing a mixture, because it was a funny time during that time. Our mum had recently passed away, like just the year before COVID came in. So yes, I was listening to ideas that I'd put down on, like, say, my phone devices, and doing some art, which I find very therapeutic. So doing some like painting, putting it on fabric, just things like that. That's what I was doing that time, and keeping creative, as well as just making sure that you engage with people, whether it's some of your family, some of your friends. I can't imagine what it was like for people who just were on their own and literally didn't have anybody to meet up with, or anybody checking in on them. That couldn't have been great at all.
No, I really do feel for those people, and more should have been put in place to support people like that. Really, more should have been put in place,
because all the churches were closed down. I hear the joke. When they started reopening places, or keeping places open, the pubs were open. Can you imagine? But not the churches.
Oh yeah.
Tells you a lot, innit? It tells you a lot.
Yeah, I remember seeing the pubs open.
Yeah.
And people sitting outside, and some people were inside as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember, and I was like, okay. Okay, different rules.
Science fiction movie or something, man.
Pardon, we can't hear you.
I'm telling you, it's like being in a movie. And I started coming across these movies. Like, it could be just random, any time of the day. It could be the afternoon, could be in the evening. And I was just like, oh, hold on a minute, that looks like what's happening now. Yeah, I mean, oh my goodness, yeah. It's like when they predict these things, it's like they know well in advance what's going to happen.
Yeah, I always say, like with these films, they're in. They know what's going to happen in the future. They're in contact with whoever, because those are the people that have helped them create those ideas. Because some of the ideas are so detailed in the film that it just can't come out of just one person's brain or a couple of people's brain. They've got to have links somewhere to be able to get formulate those ideas in such great detail, So, hey ho. Ooh.
Wow.
Very, very spooky. Yes. Oh, good evening going out to Soul Town. Thank you, Soul Town.
Hey, Soul Town.
Oh, and we miss you too, Soul Town, but we are carrying the torch for you. Don't worry. We are carrying the torch. Very difficult to carry the torch for you, though, Soul Town. You set the bar very high. We can't wait for you to come back.
Who is Soul Town?
Soul Town, he is a soulful house DJ. He's a soulful house DJ on a Saturday from 2 till 4. So yeah, he's temporarily out of town for a little while. And yeah, we miss him immensely. He's such a great guy.
Mhm.
And a brilliant DJ as well. His music is just great.
Yeah, and he lived out in my region.
Where are you from? Are you in the US somewhere?
Yes, I'm in the U.S. Pacific Northwest, Portland, Oregon,
Oh, okay.
and so it's a little bit different out here.
Mm. What is it? Sort of very country, or I don't know what Oregon is like.
Well, so we got put it this way: I could go skiing in the morning and be on the beach in the afternoon here. So we,
Oh, wow.
yeah, because I'm like
Wow.
right in the middle between Mount Hood, which is one of the biggest ski resorts in the United States, and then the Oregon coast. The Oregon coast is normally kind of cold, windy down there. Temperatures typically around in the 50s if you're lucky. Every once in a while we get a nice day where it gets up to the 70s. Or I've only been there one
Mm,
time when it's been like 80 degrees.
wow.
So for that, I just have to
Mm,
go a couple hours down south to California.
mm, wow.
And Shawnee B, good evening going out to you. Yes, we're going to be talking about all different sort of subject matters today, Shawnee B. Yes. And he said a big hello
Oh,
going
is
out.
that Sean? Is that the same Shawnee B on another group that I'm on? It must be.
They definitely know you,
Okay.
Eshe.
Hi, yes. Hi, Shawnee B. Mm.
They definitely know you. And so your sisters, are they still in the music industry? Did they still sing as well?
Um, well, you know that Sandra's not here. Sandra passed away in 1999, and
Mm.
Michelle is still writing and producing as well. I think her husband, who's the producer, is training her up. Yeah, training her up. Um, and just, she's still writing and performing. And my other sister, and Marcia, um, yes, they're still doing music. Yeah,
That's good. That's good because you come from a great musical family. Your dad, your
yeah,
sister, your
yeah.
cousins. It's like wow, they're
It's
scoffering.
my dad that started us off. George Escoffery. He he was in a group in church, the Golden Chords. Trying to remember how many of them there were. About five of them, maybe six. I can't remember now. But and then he had a love for the male voice choirs, so he used to conduct them and arrange the songs, arrange the harmonies. But
Mhm.
he wanted was to infuse um like a different take on some of the well-known, the well-known gospel songs and hymns, just to sort of, breathe some more life into them. And they would sing at Westminster Central Hall, places like that. And I remember one year, the Albert Hall, I think it was, yeah. Yeah. So he loved doing that. And then now, as we were getting older, he turned his attention onto us and started training us. He didn't
Wow.
play the piano, yeah. So we were learning to harmonize as a trio at first, doing a cappella style, and then Michelle, who's the very youngest, that she came much later on. Then we
Mhm.
could sing four-part harmony as well, and swap over our harmonies as well.
That's incredible, isn't it? It's so
Yeah.
lovely when
But
it's
even
like,
on my mum's side, I think she and her sisters used to sing as well. But with my mum, she
oh,
would sew a lot, so she'd make some of our outfits, and then she would, of course, get me to help her sort of do the handwork and stuff like that. So I'm the only one who cottoned onto the sewing, so then I end up now sewing with her
yes, because the
and
last time I
helping.
interviewed you, you had some nice printed like top
Oh
on.
yes, I just customized, what was it, like a long sort of t-shirt dress.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
and I
was
just
very beautiful.
put something, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, I love doing things like that because it makes it more unique, isn't it?
Yeah, Yeah, it does actually. I, I'm not great like my mum. My mum could make all sorts of things, toys,
Well, it's never
crochet,
too late to learn.
everything.
It's never too late to learn,
No, I wouldn't say I'm terrible, but I wouldn't go as far and say I can make a whole outfit. If something's ripped, I can mend it, and I can
Yeah.
mend to a good level where it doesn't look weird. It looks presentable, it looks fine. And I
Mm,
can do little bits of customization. I add little buttons and little
mm,
sequins and things like that to just give it
mm.
a different look. But to make a whole outfit, I can't do that. I wouldn't go
No,
that far.
you're telling yourself you can't do that. I mean, you start off small, isn't it? It's like you make, I don't know, a skirt, something simple,
Yeah, I
and then
suppose so.
obviously you have to learn how to say like put in a zip or whatever. My thing is not doing the buttonholes. I'd rather give that to somebody to do
Uh,
neatly. But I've even made 2 coats for myself
oh
as well.
wow,
Yeah.
that's really
I don't
good.
I don't do the buttonholes though.
You see, so that was my job. My job when I was younger, when my mum used to make things, and even my sister, because my sister used to be a fashion designer,
Mm,
and if she wanted any help to put things on, I would be there to help add all the little bits and pieces and
mm,
create this. So I was the assistant. Adding this or adding that.
yeah.
I didn't make the full outfit, but I would add all the other bits. So that's how I know how to accustom, like maybe like I had a jumper. I've had a few things where I've changed the buttons, or I just wanted to create a different look. So I've added a little bit of sequins.
Mm,
I've added a little bit of buttons here and there just to give it a little bit more, the outfit or the top, a little bit more zing to it.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like a stylist, isn't it? Just, know what to put together.
Yeah, because sometimes certain things can be a bit boring, and you just add a few little bits from the haberdashery shop, and it makes a
Mm,
big difference. It really
mhm.
does. Yes, it creates a whole new look actually. And people are like, where you get that from? The haberdashery.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really does. Yeah. So I'm more that kind of person.
Mm.
My sister took after my mum. She went into fashion design for many years. She doesn't do it anymore though, but she made like wedding dresses, suits, all kinds of things, curtains, all kinds of things. It's like, wow. Yeah. But my mum used to make a lot of my clothes when I was growing up, and I loved it. She used to make me kilts, lovely, beautiful
Cute.
kilts.
Ah,
Yeah, lovely,
okay.
beautiful coats that nobody else had. It was just a one-off,
Mm.
unique, and it was fabulous. The only thing I didn't like my mum to make me was shirts because she used to make them quite funny. The collars were a little bit too wide, so I'm like, no, don't make me.
You had the Gordon Cottrell shirt on.
Like, no, 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 forget about the shirts or everything else. I was happy with.
Mm.
With you performing with your sisters, what note did you carry? Were you alto, soprano, tenor?
Oh, that's what I was saying. We were taught to swap over our parts. So
Okay.
I'm naturally a soprano, but my dad liked to widen our range so I could sing as deep. Sandra, she had a very deep voice, so me and her could sing the lowest and also the highest. So she
Okay.
could do the top range. I can't remember if that was a top C or whatever. And I've kept my range all these years because some people as they get older they lose the range and they have to go to a lower note. But all the songs that we sang, I can still sing them in the same key.
Okay.
And so we could swap over, which was handy because Huh. One time, who was it? It was me, and I don't know if it was another one of my sisters had laryngitis. Could not be hitting no height because you don't know what's going to come. It's like, there's some weird thing come
Right.
out your throat. So just go to a lower thing. So I just swap over with, say like Sandra or whatever,
Okay.
and she take my part. That's it.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. Because otherwise you're stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
so
Queen of
that was
Boozadelic,
handy.
the DJ
Hmm?
Boozadelic. Do we sound similar because we're from the UK, or do we sound completely different?
You sound a little bit different to me.
Yeah. Well, we have got different voices, but I just want to know from your points of view. From yeah.
No, yeah, I can tell the difference.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, Doc. So you definitely are just you're in a league of your own.
I'm, stop it. Stop it.
I could
And
be
that's your voice.
blindfolded and I know that voice and that laugh.
Yeah.
I could see you enjoying high tea somewhere like in the Empress Hotel or something, you know.
Say
Oh,
that again,
I
Boozadelic.
said I could see you enjoying the high tea in the Empress Hotel. That's the kind of vibe your voice gives me.
Who's that? Eshe. Eshe.
you. He said you.
Me. Oh.
Yeah, you.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Thank you. I'll take the flowers. I'll take them gladly. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Should we go on to one of our discussions for today? Let's go on to one of our discussions today. Oh,
I hope it's
which
not
one
what you
should I
put in
start with?
bed.
Queen of Boozadelic?
Huh?
Which one should I start with?
Well, I saw what you typed in the thread where y'all was talking about, the women wearing the weaves or going natural and the makeup and all that stuff.
But
Oh,
why? We need to go to the
I
root
haven't
of
seen
it.
that.
We need to go
Well,
to the root of that. No, that was my response to the question.
oh,
So
okay.
yeah, that was my little blurb or my little moment. Did you not capture that was my little moment?
Well, I looked at it. It was like about 3 in the morning my time when I saw it, and so I just kind of like
Oh, I forgive
glanced
you.
through it.
Oh my god. Do you know what? And I keep forgetting sometimes the time difference. Sometimes I remember and I think, okay, no, don't send anything out yet. But then sometimes I forget.
No, you didn't wake me up. I just happened to be up at that time, and
Oh.
so
Oh.
I said I'm glad I'm not actually doing a full show if that's the topic, because I might get in trouble and piss somebody off.
I don't want to get anybody in trouble. No way. Please, no. It's all work related. I'll clearly put it out there. It's all work related.
Yeah, 'cause we don't need the other Queen of Boozadelic going on.
Oh no. Hey. Uh-uh. Uh-uh.
Do I look frozen? My screen seems to be frozen.
No, I can see you
No,
real smooth.
you're fine.
Oh, is it? Okay, you guys look frozen then to me. Okay. Anyway, if you can see me and everything, that's
Yeah, you're still moving.
that's strange. Okay.
I ain't gonna messing with you.
Hmm.
There was this TikTok thing, right? I'm too old to be talking about TikTok, but anyway,
No, I love it. I love it.
there was this TikTok thing, and the guy's mom. It was a grown man. The guy's grandma.
I saw
You saw that
it.
one?
What
She
happened?
asked him, "Can he do the gardening? Can he come over and do a garden?" And he's like, "Huh?"
Oh no, I know which one.
Then the kid comes through the door.
Oh no.
That's so funny.
No, man. I felt sorry for him. I felt sorry. Just like, you better get out of there, mate. Otherwise, he'll be traumatized for life.
Don't tell me that none of you have never done anything like that. Well, I've never done that with the video, but I must confess I've done it with the phone. Like, it seems like it's breaking up. I can't hear you. What? Boom. I'm quite
That's
mischievous. I am.
that's quite different to that video.
Yeah. I've never done a video. I've never done that with the video though.
No, that would not be my, you know. Mhm.
Well, my son would probably let me down anyway. You probably hear a voice in the background. Wow, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll let me down. He'll give the game away.
No, he'll come and stop you.
He would. He's very
Come and,
straightforward like that. He'll be like, "It's not frozen, Mum. Stop messing about, all right? It will expose me. I
Mm,
can't do that. I can't, especially not in front of you. I can't do that. He'll
mm.
expose me." That's what children do. They're terrible. They're terrible. Okay, let me get to the question. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna start off with us ladies. Us ladies. Oh. And why? I want to know. I really want to get to the root of it. I want to get. There's so much discussion around it. I just really want to get to the crux of it. So the rate of single black women is alarming. Why? The question is, are our black women really that difficult to live with? Why is there such a high astonishing rate of single black women? Or is it a myth?
It's not a
Mm.
myth. I mean, there are a
Because
lot
the
out there.
stats show it. Well, the statistics show it, especially. Well, I'm not even going to go to place like Africa or the Caribbean because I don't think it really applies for those countries. But for westernized European countries and America, it is very high. And it's a concern. And then the few and far between black brothers remaining, I'm sorry to say, but from what I can see, a lot of them are not really navigating towards the black women.
Now,
What's going on? I hear a lot of them say, they love their black women, their black queen, empress. And there are some that are with their black women, but then there's alarming rate that are not. And I know people go with who they love, but then there's also some of them, when you talk to them, they will just say black women are just too difficult to live with. Are they?
No, I would say it's a mixture of things.
Mm-hmm.
All right, because when you look at black people across the diaspora,
Mm-hmm.
you need to look at different things like how much or how many black men are incarcerated, for one,
Mm-hmm.
because they
Mm-hmm.
are always wanting to arrest a black man if he's even just walking or riding down the road, which can lead to them being held in remand for any amount of years. Like
Yeah.
someone I was talking to just the other day, and his son was in remand 4 years. That's just in remand. We're not even talking about the court case and sentencing yet. Yeah. So
Whoa.
yeah, you're gonna be single in that sense if you were with someone like that. Um, certain places in America. I'm trying to remember the name of the place. Was it Louisiana? Louisiana? I remember. I don't want to say because I'm not 100% sure. 65% of the men are incarcerated, and incarcerated for life. Not just, you know, like, oh yeah, after 5 years, 10 years, and then they'll be out.
And a lot of them are for non-violent crimes.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then if you look at how they minister the I wouldn't even call it justice, but those who are still just young, like 18 or whatever, they're treated, no, under 18, I would say 16, they're treated and sentenced like an adult.
Mm.
You see that with a lot of cases. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and then the other thing is from the time, if we look at from the time slavery ended, so-called ended, and then the welfare system came in, like in America, and then even also over here, the narrative and the agenda was to keep the black man and woman apart, that she could get a place with her 1 or 2 children or whatever, but as long as there wasn't a presence of the man.
Yeah, that's what they did over here, and I'm
Yeah,
assuming
exactly. So they did that over here, and you'd have to look at, you know, go and research yourself and look at the dates for that.
Mm.
And then to think that even after slavery ended, it was only when in the 60s that, you know, the black man could vote, and then it was later for the black woman. Yeah, it wasn't done at the same time. So all these things which would have separated you, and then it's like you've been trained to cope on your own without them.
Mm-hmm.
And we've gone through a traumatic thing, you know, after being in enslaved, and everywhere was different. You know what I mean? It's like with America, for example. Some people to this day can remember, yes, my grandparents were slaves, and then they still lived on the same, you know, land afterwards. If not, then they would have moved, you know, to a completely different state, start a fresh life or whatever. In the Caribbean, different story, isn't it? Some went up into the mountains to live a freer life or whatever. You had it over here as well, but it was just so undercover. You know what I mean? It's like it's only in the last probably century that you hear more about, you know, people who were either free or enslaved here in Britain, this side of the world. So no, the black woman is just being painted as being difficult, angry woman, and then contrasting that, they say, oh, the strong black woman. So which is she? You know what I mean? Strong black woman. She's the one that they chose to bring up their babies. Yeah, even to suckle them as well. You know, so very interesting how the black woman has been painted.
It's so complex, and plus,
Mm.
even like now, and it goes back to historically, from slavery days. I'm not talking about before slavery days, because obviously we were around before slavery days.
Well, no,
But
there's information on that. If you want to go,
mm,
you can dig that
yeah,
far back now and
yeah,
look in
that's
the
what I'm saying.
archives and
We're
see.
around
Yeah,
from day
yeah.
dot. Um,
Mm,
but what they've done now in the media, they've highly sexualized the black woman more than they have the other races, I believe. You know, with the clothes that they wear, the images, and you know, people have sold into that. Even some, I'm not saying all, obviously not all, there's some some celebrity ones, just normal people, to be quite honest,
mhm,
you know, have
mhm,
sold into that, you know, the way that they dress, the way that they market themselves and go on social media, very highly
mhm,
sexualized, you know. And we I don't want to come across as a prude or anything, but it it it, it brings you back to slavery days when black women were on show and they were highly sexualized by
yeah,
the slave master. And
yeah.
I don't think us people realize what we're doing when we do that. It's not a good representation, and it's
Mhm.
actually a slave mentality when you
Mm.
do that. Now, I'm not saying that you must dress in curtains, you know, and in a sack, but you know, showing all and sundry and thinking it's cool because society has led you to think it's cool. Society has led you to believe it's liberating when actually it's not liberating. It's degrading. It's
Mhm.
degrading. The black woman is given the wrong impression and the wrong representation. So, therefore, subconsciously, we are viewed as, you know, and we have to look at the psyche of it because it's very important. So, subconsciously or consciously, we are looked at as a sex image to be ogled at, um, to have fun with, but not to settle down with, to have babies with too, but not actually to settle down with and make a life with. And that's
Mhm.
really disturbing.
Yes, it is. I mean, her womanhood was exploited, treated like as if, you know, she's an animal. And they do define black people as being only 3/5 and human. So if someone is, you know, looked upon as being less than human, then they will treat you like as if you're an animal.
Yeah, they will treat you accordingly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and that takes away when they treat you accordingly, when you're viewed as an animal or subhuman and you're treated accordingly, it takes away guilt. It legitimizes the behavior that is um, s- subjected and put towards the black woman, black people. Um, and people then therefore become conditioned. This is what they deserve. This
Mm,
is the standard which we will treat them um, from, and which is allowed and which is acceptable.
mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, then what was that one? And they, um, it's only recently now that I can't remember which country she was from, which part of Africa she was from, that they returned her body, and she was displayed in the museum. The lady with the very big
Oh, hips
behind.
and behind. Yes, I
Yeah.
forgot her name, but I know exactly who you're talking
Sarah,
about.
Sarah, is it Bartell? Sarah, something like that. I think it's Sarah Bartell, if I'm pronouncing it correct, was her. But yes, so yeah, if the woman is just degraded, then, you know, men would end up treating you that way. And then as well, with treating the men as if they're not men, and just
Mhm,
everything was like boy, boy, boy. Yeah.
mhm, mhm.
Um, and then because the mothers were in fear of their sons being, you know, some harm coming to them, taking them from them or killed or whatever, they would train them now to be psychologically more timid
Yeah.
and, you know, not, I suppose, express their full masculinity. So if you're getting those dynamics going on, then when it comes to the point where you're quote unquote an adult, it makes it very hard to have a balanced, loving relationship.
It really does. And the
Because
cycle
yeah,
continues.
the cycle continues because it carries on for how many generations. It's just like how some of the older generations and certain things they just won't talk about.
Mm,
You know, some of them maybe, you know, on their deathbed or something like that, if at all,
mm,
you know. So it's things like that. And then for most part, Black people would be religious or spiritual people. But it's like sort of covering it all with going to church and praising God, etc., and all of that, but you're still holding it inside.
Yeah, yeah, and you're
Yeah.
not being honest with yourself
Mm,
first and foremost. Yeah, yeah,
mm, mm.
and thinking God will help you, but God does help you, but you also got to help yourself
Help
and help
yourself.
God help you.
Yeah, yeah,
Do you see
yeah,
what I'm saying? You got to help God help you. That's how it works. That's the agreement. It's
yeah,
not sit back, do nothing, or put a plaster on it and expect
mhm,
miracles. It
mhm,
doesn't work like that. That's not the agreement. It doesn't work
mhm,
like that. You got to help God help you. You got to do your part, and then God will enhance it, and God will do the rest, and then it goes back and forth, back and forth. It
mhm. And
intertwines.
what came into my mind just now, interestingly enough, um, so everything that's happened to us from day dot to now, and the trauma, etc., before, during, and after slavery, or whatever, um, because in the people of color in our community, mental health was seen as being sort of like I don't
Demonic.
know, a shame, sort of a stigma. Yeah. So even amongst ourselves, you know what I mean, we just would not open up and seek some sort of counsel and whatever. Gradually, of course, that would have happened. I suppose, I don't know, go to someone who's qualified. Well, you do hear like the Americans saying, "Well, my therapist, isn't it?" A lot. But you wouldn't hear people that saying that here a lot
Not
too
over
much.
here, not in the
Or
UK.
say like Caribbean people, "Oh, my therapist, my therapist." No, it wasn't sort of like part of the culture, was it?
It's a different
Yeah.
culture.
Yeah. So I still think there's, some journey, some way to go with some of the journeys to be able to open up and know how to navigate your mental health. And when I say mental health, I don't necessarily mean, oh, you've got a mental illness like, I don't know, the
I know.
schizophrenia or anything like that.
Mm,
Um, Mental health is for everybody, because it's like,
mhm,
you have your ups and downs and whatever. It's just even just improving it.
mhm.
You know what I mean? Just how to get through and navigate your day to do with work, navigate your family, navigate, certain people in your social circle, even. How do you navigate that and have that confidence and assertiveness in yourself to be able to deal with people who can be difficult or manipulative or um, just not healthy for you, just not positive for you.
Yeah. And it's
Yeah,
okay to keep away from those people. It's
yeah.
okay to say no.
Mm,
Um, it's okay to do that, and for another individual not to make you feel guilty or
mm,
feel intimidated or
mhm,
feel
mhm.
suppressed or bullied. Because there's loads of bullies out there. They don't think they're
Yeah,
bullies, but they really are bullies.
exactly. I mean, some of
They-
them you have to work with, you know what I mean? So it's just
yes,
like,
they're
yeah,
everywhere. You have to
exactly, they could
work
be
with
anywhere.
them.
So you have to deal with them.
Yes, they're in your friend circle, they're in your family circle. And how do you manage that? How do you manage that? Um, there's different tactics to manage it. It all depends on the
Mm,
severity. And
mm,
there's some you just have to lock off completely, and it's
mm,
okay. That doesn't
mm,
mean you walk around angry and hate and all that. No, you
mm,
just lock them off and just keep it moving, you know.
yeah,
And that takes training for some of us. It's
mm,
not just an overnight thing to do that. And
mm,
you got to pat yourself on the back. That takes great bravery, because
mm,
depending on how you've been conditioned and grown up, you know, saying no is sometimes very difficult.
mm,
Locking off is sometimes very difficult because there's a guilt trip to it. And but you've got to preserve, it's self-preservation here. You've got to
Mm,
preserve your happiness, your mental health, your well-being, your
mm,
safety, your
yeah,
safety, your peace, you
mm,
know. And if someone's really troubling that,
mm.
then you have to create distance. You've got to create distance. You've got to. Or, and if you keep exposing yourself to it, exposing, you will crumble. There's so many good people out there,
Yeah, but
you know.
supposing you work with them though, and you have to, engage with them at some point during the day or during the week. How do you deal with that?
Boy,
I'm dealing with
I
that now.
could write
Yeah.
you.
So
I
how
could
how
write
do you
you
deal
an
with that?
essay.
you
Jeez.
know, I so I just do what I have to do in a very professional manner, and that's it. And this person will walk right by me and won't say a word to me. But if there's
Mm,
something, because at first I was like, well, maybe I'll give it to such and such to give it to them. And I was like, no, I still got a job to do. And
Mm,
so I'm just going to take care of the job and that's it. You know,
mm,
now, they don't talk to me when I walk by. It's fine. I'm okay with that. But it's challenging because, I'm a woman that, I've been doing better with keeping my mouth shut. And usually it's you don't want to work in an environment where you're not talking to your coworkers. That's just not a good environment. You
mm,
want to
mm.
be able to just talk to people. You don't want to have to feel uncomfortable, but it is what it is. I don't know, Adasa, if you saw my video from the graduation,
yeah, yeah, I
and
saw
that person that's not talking to me, they was even trying to get me off the stage. I said, well, I'm glad that didn't happen because I had that microphone and I would have kept talking, you know.
So
But
have they ever said anything to you? Was it
oh
what?
no, it will probably never, unless I
Oh.
did something just totally wrong that I would have to get fired. Other than that, nah,
So is it a man or a woman?
a woman.
Okay.
quite often it is women for strange reasons.
But I
Quite
was used to
often.
dealing with men, so I'm like, well, if I had a paper bag over my head,
Mm,
I thought it would have been one.
mm.
So I just do what I have to do and keep it moving, in a respectful way.
Yeah.
I'm not even shady. I don't throw shade. I'm not petty. Nothing. I just do what I have to do and keep it
Yeah.
moving. Even if I don't get a response back, but they do what I need, done. They just won't say, "Oh, thank you," which is fine because I
And
know they're
and
still mad.
So is it that they think you just shouldn't be working there, or you shouldn't be in your position or something? What?
Um, well, as far as doing the work, no. I think being a black woman, they is that whole, oh, she's angry, and it's not that. We're going to voice our opinion about things, but then you just got some people that's just quiet and don't want to say anything and just want to, I'm okay. And I'm the type, no, I'm not okay, and you shouldn't be okay with it either.
mhm,
you know
mhm,
and it's
mhm,
it's hard when you don't have people to fight for you, like
mm,
people to kind of back you up. So at the end you feel like you're kind of by yourself,
Mm.
and everybody else is just quiet and just dealing with it, but then they'll talk about it to me, and it's like,
Oh, you see.
but I'm the one saying something, so I'm the one with the problem.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wow.
So I had to change some things in my life in regards to that too, so I'm not there as much.
Mm.
right. Yeah, create some distance
And again, I just do what I have to do,
and go.
and that's it, for now. So
Mm.
And it's horrible having to work under those conditions. It really does affect your health, physical health and mental health. And
Mm.
Matter of fact, that's sorry to cut you off. Remember the hurricane video you saw?
yes, yeah, yeah,
So that's
yeah.
how I pissed them off. I was coming through like a hurricane, honey.
Ah, yeah. Oh, because of that. Why is that going to trouble them? Because well, you threw the corn.
It's a long
You
story.
you didn't call the foul, did you? So if they want to pick up the corn, that's their business.
Yeah.
You just threw it out there. You didn't call any names. You didn't what that. You
I
just
did
threw the
not.
corn. You just threw the corn.
Mm.
You just threw the corn. Do you
Mm.
know? You know, people are complex, isn't it? People are complex. People are diverse. People have all different upbringings. People have all different cultures, different prejudices, different different things that trigger them. The things that you say, you probably might remind you might remind them of their next door neighbor, or their friend, or somebody, or something, and it might not even be the color of your skin. It could be the tone of your voice. It could be your hairstyle. It could be people are just so complex. Any little thing that triggers them, that reminds of something else, and they're not gonna like you.
And I remember
Same
even
thing.
when I first locked my hair, they're like, "Uh-oh, what you gonna be revolting?" And I'm like, "Excuse me,
What?
I've been talking even when I had my little Holly Berry perm look. What are you talking about?" Yeah, so
Oh,
Wow.
yeah,
that's better. All I had to do was move my phone.
Ah, yeah. Oh, that's nice. Yes. Yes.
It made me feel like I was stuck on the on the
Yeah.
crazy. But you know what it is as well. The other thing that came into my mind is that people do not like the black woman to have a voice. Women, period. Anyway, right? If you can see through history how women were treated, and women were the first slaves, even before it wasn't us that was the first slaves, right? And when I hear them sort of say, "Oh, but slavery's been around for how many years?" and it's not even a right thing. Nobody's supposed to be enslaved, right? But yeah, they don't like it when a black woman uses her voice and uses her power, yeah, whether to advocate for herself or to advocate for others. So you standing up for others, but then when you see that they won't stand with you, you know exactly where you are, and then you just have to and then you have to pick your battles.
right.
You've got
No,
to.
not today. I don't have to do this one, so but you pick your battles, otherwise you'll just be burning out your energy every single day.
Oh, I
You
believe you.
can't you can't do that because you will get sick, literally.
You will. You will.
You
You will
get
get
sick.
sick.
Yeah, you can't
Constantly
do that.
fighting it, fighting it,
Yeah, it's not
fighting
good
it.
for you. Yeah.
You will burn out, and
Mm,
you will decombust yourself.
mhm. Mhm.
Literally
Mhm.
decombust yourself,
Mm.
and everybody's hands are clean. So job
Hmm.
done.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm getting
That-
at?
And you
Job
see
done.
how I would get through the day. I remember the work that I was doing. Um, it was like my, not just sort of like my inner mantra, but humor. I always have to latch onto something positive. That's what would get me through the day. Having a laugh, being
Mhm.
creative, and whatever, right? So it's like no matter whatever rubbish you want to come to with me, whether it's my work colleagues, and especially if it's management, because sometimes they like to collude, and no
Mhm.
matter, you know what I mean, whichever angle, you know that they sort of debriefed each other, yeah. And I just find a way and just like, no, no, you're not taking up none of my headspace whatsoever, you know. And come my breaks times and lunch times or whatever, there's a little like fountain, a little piece of green in front of one of the apartments not far from the office, and that's where I can sit now and just
Yeah.
reset myself,
Mhm.
you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Even in the cold weather as well, you just stay there, even if it's like 10 minutes, 5 minutes,
I
whatever. But
agree.
especially
I agree. Just get out
right?
of that environment. And
Environment.
also,
Yeah.
they've got a terrible habit at work that when you're on your break, you did a video on this, Tanquay.
I
When
did.
you're on the break, they just come and interrupt you. That's your space. That's your
Oh,
time
you
to
mean like
yourself.
if you're in the building, if you're in the
Yeah, if
building.
you're in the building, like in the canteen, then they want to come and sit next to you or come and talk to you about work matters. You're on your break. That can
Well, just
wait
tell them that
until
I'll
you're
speak to
good
you.
and
I'll speak to you
ready.
after my break. Yeah.
Exactly. You have to be
Just
firm. You have to say, I'm on
took
my
out your
break.
phone, innit? Took out your phone anywhere I'm in the middle of.
Yeah, and that.
You
Yeah,
have
you
your
have
phone
to.
went.
You have to find, you know, you, I remember there were times where, they would stand behind me, hover
Oh,
behind. That one. You know that one. I'm sure a lot of us
no.
know that stuff. They stand behind, and then I would, on purpose, reposition myself and move at an angle
So why do they stand behind you?
because they do it on purpose. It's all psychology, intimidation. It's all psychology, and it's rude. It's just plain
It is.
rude.
Yeah.
So I would deliberately reposition the chair,
Yeah.
and so I'm sitting at angles that I can see them clearly. And
Mm-hmm.
and worst case scenario, move my chair and stand up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So my eye is level to their eye.
Oh, shucks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then they will see that as confrontational. But you standing, breathing down my neck is
Yeah.
inappropriate.
Yes, exactly.
So how are we going to play this now?
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to sit down next to me? Or do you want me to continue stand up face to face?
Ooh, I ain't never see this side of you. Ooh.
Yeah. Because you're not going to stand behind me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely
Exactly.
not.
You have
These
to
are
call
these
out their
these
bit.
are
You
all
have to
the
call
things
out their
that they
behavior.
can do,
Mm.
and get away with it.
Mm.
Oh no, I wasn't. I was just like talking and y- hey, come on. Any sound minded human being knows not to do that.
Wow. Honestly.
Oh yeah. Oh
Mm.
yeah. I seen it all, good and bad. I've had some
Mm.
brilliant moments, and I've had some very challenging moments.
Wow.
Very challenging moments. Do you know? I remember I had the one that always wanted me to sit next to them. They were very senior, but w- but they were always clenching their fists,
Mm.
and I'm like, I'm not sitting next to you. And they couldn't.
Wow.
They were like, huh? As if how dare you? You refuse to sit next to me. Why am I going to sit next to somebody who's clenching their fists?
Wow. Strange behavior.
There's a lot that goes on in the work
Mm.
environment.
I'm
There's a
telling
lot
you.
of different characters. There's a lot of bullies out there. There's a lot of good people too. Don't get me wrong. There's some wonderful people, but there's a lot of bullies out there as well.
Mm.
And they will use their position to really cause a lot of mischief
Mm.
and create havoc in people's life, and it and I think that's where especially us black women can meet a lot of challenges in the workplace. Less so in school. You still see it in the school as a black woman, but it's not so much because they don't really target us. Good evening, Mr. Gary Hines. Good evening.
Good evening, my queens.
We're talking
Very.
about the challenges of the black women and our
Excellent.
journey.
Mm.
Excellent.
I'm just saying, um, in the school system, we see it, but it doesn't really affect us so much, especially if you're quite a little bright spark, if you're quite a little
Are you talking about being a teacher or any other
it's
role?
a student. I'm talking about
Oh,
student. Yeah, I'm not talking about
mm,
teacher. That must be another level. That's still the same
oh,
like working
yeah, being
anywhere
a
else.
student. Well, of course that would be completely different, but
It's different. Yeah.
you could be challenged on uh your work.
You do. You do. You see it. I'm
Yeah,
not saying you don't see it. You do.
yeah.
I remember when I was a top student um at primary school, and there were two sort of classes, two extra classes. They'd have
Mm,
extra classes for children who was lagging behind to help top them up, but also the gifted children would get extra help as well to boost them up even more.
mm,
And so I was in the that group, and the teacher was giving homework to all the other children in that group, to stretch them, and she never gave me any homework.
mm.
And you would think the average child be like, "Oh, I've got out of homework," but I clocked on what she was doing. She was trying to stunt my growth, my development,
Mhm. Yeah.
right? And I went home and I told my parents about it, and I told my sister. My parents didn't come to the school, but my sister came to represent.
Mm.
Mm. And my sister gave that teaching a good telling off.
Mm.
Not no shouting or outlandish behavior, but
Mm.
she spoke to that woman. And I can't remember. It's funny because I'm thinking, my sister's older than me. I'm thinking she's a big girl, she can do this. But actually, she was a girl. She was a teenager at the time. So she was a young girl to the teacher. But she stood her ground and she gave it to the teacher.
Mm.
Yeah, she gave it to the teacher. And so I got homework. And on top of that, to mix it in even more, because I can be stubborn like that, I asked for more homework.
Mm.
I did.
Mm.
Asked for more homework. Yes. And she didn't like it at all. But the look I gave her was like, I didn't say it, but the look I gave her was like, "Do you want my sister to come back to this school?"
Yes, exactly.
Do you
But you
know?
see what's happening now, though? They're trying to ban certain books to, I suppose, whitewash our history. And yeah, in that way, now I would say very young students, they're trying to have an impact on them. But really, it's our responsibility to teach our children the journey we've had, from the time we've been on this planet, basically.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
We
Yes, my
should not
queen.
be, yeah, we should not be relying on
No
those
school for
who
that. No school for
colonized us, not just physically, but spiritually. We should not be
Mm,
relying on them to educate us at all.
right.
Yeah, because we know far more than what they know, right? Everything is not in a book. And this is why they like to tamper with the burning the books is one thing, but tampering with the food, the water, the air, and all those kind of things. You know what I mean? That is why we need to be so much more in tune with ourselves in nature, and also just knowing, you know what I mean, passing it down from generation to generation who we are,
Yes.
not just who you are, but who the Most High is, who God is.
And
Yeah,
respectfully, my queen, they're not trying to do it, they're doing it.
they are.
they're
In
doing it,
right here
and
in the US, there's
yes,
29 states with legislation that has already been enacted or is pending enactment
mm,
to ban, and specifically right now, for example, in Florida, You can
Yes.
teach
Yes.
European,
Yes.
Asian,
Hmm.
uh, uh, Latin, every type of
Hmm.
history except African American history. I mean,
Yes.
in
Yes.
2024, and
Yes.
Florida's not the only one. They're just the most flagrant one right now. So yeah,
Yes.
it's already here, and
Yes.
so the battle is already on. And
Yes.
again, it's just a manifestation, white fragility, supremacy, backlash that we've seen 1,000 times before. We saw it after emancipation and Reconstruction when we had black senators and Congress people, and then within a year or two after that, all of that being taken away. We saw it with Jim Crow, and even at Jim
Yes.
Crow and post Jim Crow, all the thousands of lynchings and all that. So there's always the white backlash to any
There's,
even
there's still
perceived.
lynchings
Uh,
now. There's still lynchings now in 21st century.
yes, yes. No,
Hmm.
that's we're saying the same thing. So
Yes.
yeah, it's all part of that the white backlash, and now led of course by Donald Trump, and the MAGA movement. That's just the current manifestation of white backlash.
Yeah. But this is the thing now. We have to deprogram the way how we've been educated, yeah,
Yes,
and get back into what our story really is and tell it. Whether you write it, talk about it, sing about it, dance about it, however you want to do it, through art, however you want to do it. There's so many different ways that we can tell our story.
yes.
Yeah.
Sounds of Blackness sing about it
Yes,
primarily,
I remember I
and
came to your
and
concert when you came to London
oh,
years
bless
ago.
you, thank
Yes, I
you.
went with my mom. God bless her.
God bless you both. And I'm so glad the way you worded that a moment ago, sister, because in the 30s, Carter G. Woodson, who we know founded, originally called Negro History Week, when now
Yes,
Black History
yes,
Month, wrote
yes,
a book called "The Miseducation of the Negro." So what I mean,
yes,
and you
yes,
almost use that term. So I mean, it's
yes,
not our imagination. We know it's a very deliberate an ongoing systemic effort to do that, that was alive
yes.
and well then, and that
Mm-hmm.
is alive and well now.
No, yes, yes. And the thing is, it's not as hard as we think because if say people like the Russian are not hiding who we are, they know who we are. So why we
Yes,
need to be invested in ourselves. And once you take a step, you'll take another step and another step. And as I was saying to my friend yesterday, um, is it small steps, cosmic movements?
yes,
Every step counts. What you do.
Every
Don't think that, oh, only little me. Oh, it's just me. No, it's not just you. You got the whole universe in you. What's that song?
yes,
You are the universe.
mhm,
There's other songs. That's the one that I can think of. But you got the whole universe within you. You've got
yes,
you've got God in you.
yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Preach.
So
yeah.
Mhm.
everything is possible.
Yes, it
Everything.
is.
It is. It is very, very much possible,
Mm,
and every every change that we make within us that brings us closer to who we are,
mm,
our culture, our roots, our relationship with God as well, makes us stronger and has an influence, not just for ourselves, but to others around us. It's
mhm.
contagious, it
Yes,
transfers, it
Yeah.
literally transfers, you know.
Mhm.
I just give an example. When I first locked my hair, everybody was like, why are you locks in your hair? And I'm like, because I want to. It's as simple as that. There's nothing wrong with it. Oh, even my mom was like, not sure about locks, that generation, you know. But
right.
then she eventually loved it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Then it had a ripple effect. My sister put locks in her hair. She put sister
Wow.
locks in her hair. Then
There
my
you
other
go.
sister put sister locks in her hair. Then I
Mhm.
had friends. that started putting locks in their hair.
You
Do you know
see?
the knock-on effect that these
Mm,
things have?
mm,
Because
Yes.
they've seen how you are. They see
mhm,
how confident you are. So I'm
yeah,
just using the hair as an example, but there's other
Right.
things. It's about what you do. It's about who you are, the person you are, how
mhm,
kind you are with your words, how
mm,
kind you are with your time, how kind you are just being you, just being
mhm,
how you stay. People mirror that.
Yes.
People mirror that,
yeah,
and it does spread. Don't think it doesn't spread.
Yes.
It really literally does spread. And then
exactly. It's because it's energy, isn't it? And once
yes,
it
Yes.
catches on, I would say it's not just mirroring, it's creating that space.
Yes.
It creates a safe space. Creates a space where, oh yes, I feel, you feel welcome to enter. You feel welcome to open. You feel welcome to give.
hmm
Yes.
hmm
Yeah. To
it
share.
re- it
Yeah.
really really does. And I give you an extra joke. I then, after a while, when my hair grew a bit longer, I dyed just the front bit, the fringe bit, red, like
Mhm.
this ruby red. The rest, yeah, the rest of my hair was black. Don't get me wrong. I didn't do all my hair. I didn't do a Rihanna. No. um, just the front bit, it was like street, like ruby red, like a wine sort of color. It was really nice,
Mm,
actually. Um, and everybody complimented it. Then after a while, I'll be on the train, and then I'll see a young lady with locks, and then she's got that streak in it. And I see someone,
mm,
you know, people see, people look, and they'd be like, "I'm going to take that idea," and
mm,
it's okay, it's cool, it's nice to
mhm.
see. I don't have it now because I just got fed up of it. After a while, it turned like a horrible rusty color, and I had to keep on reapplying it. And then you have to cut your hair sometimes because I only did a little bit. I wouldn't do all of it because I knew it would get damaged after a while, and I just cut it.
Oh.
I just
Mhm.
cut it like a little feathered fringe. But
Mm,
I enjoyed it whilst it last.
Well, it's in our legacy and heritage as African people to be creators.
Yeah,
That's
mm,
not why the whole world tries to imitate and duplicate us.
yeah.
Uh,
mhm.
Everybody, Sounds of Blackness sing a song that says everybody wants to sing my blues, but nobody wants to live my blues.
My blues,
But
yes.
the whole
Mhm.
world,
Yeah.
the whole world wants to walk, talk, sing,
Mhm.
act, dance, and be black. It's a love-hate relationship, at the core of it all. But our you can go on any continent and hear black music.
Yeah.
And see people trying to emulate the way we walk, talk, sing, dance, speak, all dress all the way around, and
Yep.
that's been the case, for centuries, really.
Mm.
And they just can't be like us.
And
That's
you
right.
see the latest thing with the country music. They even tried to change the narrative, make out that they created, but it wasn't. It came
Mm,
out of our culture,
That's
which
right.
was what was the name of the instrument? The African
What I love, the
instrument?
banjo.
Yeah,
The
the banjo.
banjo.
Right.
From the banjo came bluegrass, which
Mhm.
evolved into and was known by performed on the plantations by us,
Yeah.
developed, evolved by us, and then when the slave
Mm.
master saw the appeal of it, put it into what they called minstrel shows or coon shows,
That's
and
it.
that's
Yes.
where
Yeah.
white artists would be in
Yeah.
blackface.
Yes.
Trying to playing, and then when they saw it continued to grow, they pushed us out of it. So we think of country music as a white idiom, but it surely is not. And again,
Mm-mm.
ironically enough, started with an African based instrument, the banjo. And so
Yeah.
that's been their mode of operation forever. But yeah, this is our music. Just as much as jazz, blues, gospel, hip hop, R&B, reggae, ragtime, as W.B. Du Bois says, the gift of black folk, the soul of black folk.
Yeah. Honestly, you just have to reclaim it back, isn't it?
yeah.
Yes.
and we reclaim it back by working on ourself, because we are a representation of that. We
Yes.
work within ourselves. Other people can see that. They will emulate that. They will ask questions. They'll be interested. They'll see that it works within you. So if it works within you, then they're going to be like, it surely can work within me.
Absolutely. And to always be vigilant about cultural appropriation.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because it's never been a flip side of the coin, reciprocal situation. So when Leontine Price and Marion Williams and Grace Bumbry and Paul Robeson and Ira Aldridge would sing the works of the great European composers, they always credited them. There was never any confusion about that, whether they were singing in German, Italian, whatever it might be. They always gave that credit literally on the stage, during the performance, in the recording, on the program. And they also, all of them that I just mentioned, always included a section of spirituals. They never forwent our own culture. But there hasn't been a flip side of the coin, so that when it's our music, that we're not given the credit. In fact, the exact opposite has happened, where the dominant culture has tried to claim and has claimed creation and taken away from the originators, the creators. But like Little Richard said, we are the creators, and he was so right about that.
And you see what they're trying to do now, this thing with AI. I'm just like, what is this? That's just on some
Always
next level.
something.
It's like, so for those who've got that, the mind for all the technology and everything, we need to start blitzing that AI thing for ourselves,
Yes,
But I think where it will really give an impression to us right across the globe throughout the diaspora is the live events.
yes,
Because
Okay.
yes, we have all these platforms that we can come on and be on YouTube, Zoom, but it's when we come together in person and that vibration, that energy that we feel, that live, there's nothing, you know what I mean? There's just nothing like it, really.
absolutely.
And we
Ancestor
will
energy.
get there. We will get there
Mhm.
because to do a live event, let's just be real with it. Especially when you want certain acts, certain artists, it
Mm.
costs money. Now, um, you then the next question is, who with money is going to put this show on just without too much emphasis of making a profit? Yeah, they want to make a profit, but without too much emphasis on that. The more of the emphasis is just to get our people together, give them exposure. The ones with the money and doing the shows, I have to use my words very carefully and very wisely. Do you
My
know?
brain is ticking. Go on, I'll let you finish. Go on.
I have to use my words very carefully, very wisely. They're not thinking on that level, to be quite honest. I'm just gonna just keep what I'm gonna say very
Okay,
subtle.
okay, so hold it right there. Yeah. So when you're thinking things like that and you say things like, don't speak something negative, right? Because how the conversation should be going in your mind is, it's the kind of person that will carry that energy, that would move that forward. So it wouldn't be your typical entertainment person per
Mm,
se. Yeah. You're going back to I wouldn't say going back to, we have to redefine the purpose of music,
Mhm.
right? So say I could be an artist, you could be an artist, but our artistry is not just about, oh, I'm making a living off it or whatever, right?
Mhm.
And I came to the conclusion, even after doing, the one album with my sisters and whatever, is that you could have a gift and you can do it as an independent artist, or you can do it like on a label, yeah. But when you're doing music for the purpose of bringing your people together and healing them or whatever, yeah, that is on a completely different platform that you would have to put it on, yeah. And then to network with the right people where you know, okay, these people could travel to there, or we can come to you. You know what I mean? So the same way, if you think of, say, like someone who had a business, it could be, I don't know, fashion or whatever it is, food, health products, for example, something like that. And we have things what they call pop-up hubs.
Mhm.
You could apply that same principle to music. Yeah. So say like you're gonna pop up in, I don't know, somewhere in the Caribbean. The people near those islands, near that place can come there. Yeah. Or you're gonna pop up in these places in Africa. We're gonna pop up in America. You know what I mean? You're gonna choose just strategic places that you could pop up. Yeah. And it could be that the same way we can raise money to do lotteries and
Mhm.
whatever, why can't we do these things for these things that we
Oh,
know
we can.
that,
We can. We can.
yes, that's
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
right. So now
So
you're saying that, hold on. Now you're saying that,
go.
then you need to cancel what you just said with your mouth. These people are not thinking. There is people that can think like that.
No,
You
there
understand?
are people that can think like that, and
Right.
I'm not
No,
saying
but because
none.
you said that
There's
these people
also
don't
a
think like
large
that.
group. So what I was going to say, I was going to finish off what I was going to say.
Okay. Okay.
That can and it will change
Hmm.
because like attracts like, Eshe.
Okay.
And when you are a honest person that's doing it for the love of music, the love of your people, then opportunities, it might be a slower process sometimes, but
Hmm.
the opportunities will lend itself and those people will come forward. And even, I tell you how it goes, even as I was talking, those others that do it for the money, just for the money,
Hmm.
they're doing it for the money. So the artists, because they know that these promoters and these event people are doing it for the money, they want their money. Their mindset switches. It's like money mode. But if you address them, if you're a different type of person and you address them from a different angle, then their mindset changes. They'll be like, okay, there'll be many that be like, okay, this is refreshing. I'll actually participate in this. And
Hmm.
so the stakes are not so high monetarily, and then you be able to negotiate something and loads of opportunities and other doors will open in terms of sponsorships, in terms
Hmm.
of people. They'll be like, oh, I wanted to go on holiday anyway, I'll pay my own fare. You'll be amazed at what can happen. You'll be amazed what can happen. But it's because like attracts like. So the ones that are like, right, this is the deal, you know it's all about the money. It's all about the glitz. Let's get it on. Then
Hmm.
the people responding to them, they're going to be like, all right, then I'm going to get some of your money. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm going to do the show. That's the deal.
Hmm.
You see where I'm coming from?
I think our legacy, I know our legacy as an African people, has never been about art for art's sake, but art for life's sake.
Yeah.
And so it starts with that mindset and that consciousness.
Hmm.
And there are several examples of that. We just need more of them today. But a little more contemporaneously, the late great Harry Belafonte, who I
Mm.
was blessed to meet and speak with on several and work with on a few occasions when he did his Freedom Music Fest out just outside of Atlanta, and we
Mm.
met for several months before that. And he said, Gary, I want to be known. And this man sold millions of records worldwide and probably still does, but rest his soul. But he was adamant about being identified as an artist, excuse me, as an activist first and an artist
Mm.
second. And so
Mhm.
he had that perspective, and many people don't know that
Mhm.
he did it on the low, as we say these days. Was a primary funder of the civil rights movement and Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King.
Mhm.
Those
Yeah.
lunches that were served, that transportation that had to be paid for, that people wondered how did that happen. Harry Belafonte and brother Sidney Poitier, but primarily Harry Belafonte,
Mhm.
funded the civil.
Oh, of
No,
Yeah,
course,
speak
they were.
to.
Yeah,
yeah. Oh, is there?
they were
Yeah,
primary. So he was
yeah,
of that
we can hear
mindset.
you. Just
Another one
frozen.
in that.
Just check your phone. That's what happened to me.
Okay, am I back yet? Am
We
I
can hear
back yet?
you, but your. Oh yeah, you're back now. Yeah, that's fine.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, so
Yeah.
Harry Belafonte, and then the Stevie Wonder is of that mindset,
Oh
and the
yeah,
late
Stevie
great
Wonder.
Prince.
Yes. Yes.
Quiet as is kept. People don't. The press tries to downplay how Afrocentric Prince was, but being blessed to
Yes.
know him as a
Yes.
brother for 40 plus years. Trust me, he loved all people, but he had a special love for black people and was
Yes.
unapologetic about that.
Yes.
So he funded many black organizations here,
Yes.
with
Oh,
the
yes.
proviso that it not be
Yes.
publicized here in the
Yes.
Twin
Yes.
Cities and
Yes.
across the country.
Yes.
When he went and did the concert in Baltimore after the brother was killed there, all of that.
Yes.
So I'm saying it's already in our heritage and legacy
Yes.
to be art and function in the African tradition where art is functional
Yes.
for the movement, for the people, for life, for education, for every
Mhm.
aspect of life. So we
Mhm.
just need to be of that mindset to continue that legacy. What's old is new.
Yes, I understand exactly what you're saying because yeah, Prince would go and he did a lot of live concerts and helped so many people, you know what I mean? And he had a
Yes.
fashion house. They didn't like it because of the way he thought,
Hmm.
his forward, thinking and everything. But
Right.
yeah, that's the thing. And if a lot more artists, true artists, because quote unquote, for those of us who, grew up through church and religion, etc., and all of that, um, the musicians and the singers were at the front of the temple. They led the procession.
Yeah.
And if you look at where the musicians and the singers are now,
Mm.
you know what I mean? There's one set that are doing something completely different. It's all about being the celebrity and the diva life and the whatever kind of
Right.
whatever it is that, and then the real purpose of the music for the singers and the musicians is about the healing and the bringing together of people. Yeah,
Yes.
and the sounding out of the word, which
Yes. And
is written in you anyway, but you just want it to resonate right through within and without and in tune with nature and all of that and with the stars and everything, the sun, everything, all of that needs to get back to
yes.
that level. And there's people like that, as you said, Adassa, like-minded people. When more of these kinds of conversations and connections will bring people like that together, and you can decide, six of you, 10 of you, 12 of you, whatever the number is, it doesn't matter. Oh yeah, okay. In 6 months' time, in a year, yeah, we can go to this place and we can do that. Yeah.
Yes, and another one of
Yeah.
our queens, the Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin, was
Mm.
another people,
Oh
and
yeah.
again, having been blessed to meet and speak with her on a few, and we sounded like this did a
Oh
tribute to
yeah.
her, but we had a chance to speak on occasion. People
Yeah.
don't know that Aretha Franklin funded the Black Panthers. When
Oh
Angela
yeah.
Davis needed money to get out of jail and for her court, for her legal fees, that came from Aretha Franklin. Aretha was about the
Yeah.
movement. So
Yeah.
what I try to instill in artists today, yeah, have your
Yeah.
party music, that the party keeps us going kind of thing, but
Yeah.
always have your music about the music, about our consciousness, about our condition as a people. Because the Queen Aretha Franklin had it. In fact, she said, and people get this wrong, people want to say that Respect was her theme song. She said, no, To Be Young, Gifted, and Black is my theme
Yeah,
song.
that's the one. Yeah.
The same way we didn't get a chance to meet Billie Holiday, but people think God Bless the Child was her theme song. She was adamant that Strange Fruit about the lynching was her theme song. James Brown, we think of Papa's Got a Brand New Bag, and I love that, and Cold Sweat, and I love that. But the most impactful song in our history, Say It Loud, I'm Black and I'm Proud. So there was always with artists a dual mindset, but at the core of it was the movement kind of thing. And that's what we're trying to instill into the young artists today.
Yeah. Definitely so. It's important that they have that. And it's questionable whether some of them do have that. We're going to play Venus Star. Eshe.
I thought I gave you a different one. What did I give you?
Oh, we're going to play that at the end.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay. All right.
I've got them all.
Oh, I see.
We're going to play Venus Star. And then we talk a little bit more. And then right at the end, we're going to play your latest. We're going to leave your latest.
A preview. It's not released. Yeah, it's not released, the last one.
Promo. We're going to have, we've got a special preview, just us, the After 8 show. So here we are, Venus Star.
If you're searching for your true love, talk to Venus, goddess of love. Venus, Venus star, shine on me. Venus star, shine on me. Can you
Ooh. Ooh, very mystical.
Played it right
Awesomeness,
to the end.
awesomeness, Queen. Love the
Thank
track, the
you.
lyrics, the performance, the production, the arrangement, all the above. Congratulations.
Thank you. That was the last single that I released. Was it just before? Oh, I can't remember if it was just before. Yeah, before the pandemic, I think. No, afterwards.
Mm,
It was afterwards. Sorry, it was afterwards. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And interesting. I thought, let me just make a comment on like some of the lyrics because
Mm,
I've had a discussion or sort of a prompted observation about Venus star, goddess of love, da, 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 da. And because it's like we have to really look into more than just what we read, like say in the scriptures and whatever, right? But the scriptures do have a lot right in front of your very eyes, yeah. So even though I'm saying Venus, Venus star, goddess of love or whatever, it is not talking about the goddess or the gods from the Asian cultures like Hindu or whatever, yeah. Because I did have a look it up, but it came to mind naturally anyway while I was writing the lyrics, yeah. So Venus star is also known as the morning star. It's also known as the evening, the bright morning star and the evening star. And who was the morning star? Right. Yes. So that's why it popped into it resonated with me when I thought of the lyrics. And the song Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, How I Wonder Where You Are. Although I don't know the true meaning of all of that, but I just used the twinkle, twinkle, Venus star, the bright and morning star. And so it's a love song, you know. Um, where are you, my love? Looking for your love, the one that is for you, the one God knows is that He has planned to be in your life or my life. Then, yeah. So that was the inspiration behind Venus Star.
awesomeness.
Oh,
So if
beautiful.
nobody ever knows and they see this video, then they will hear me saying it. Yeah, Venus Star is about the inspiration, you know what I mean? Because when you pray, yes, you've got God above, without, but you've got the God within and the Christ within.
Yes.
Yes. So, yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank
Beautiful.
you. Yeah.
Does Queen of Boozadelic have laryngitis or something? Or
No,
what? You all right, sis? You good? Do you need some Guinness punch or something? Or
no.
what's up?
I've had enough. I've done enough for the last couple of
I'm
days.
just
So
messing
I'm
with you,
chilling.
sis. Yeah.
Guinness punch. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Oh, you
Eshe,
can call me
Eshe, I
Guinness.
told them all about the Guinness punch, Eshe.
Oh, is it? Yeah, how the Caribbean people do it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, my dad would make that.
and
Mm.
what island is he from, my sister?
Jamaica.
You
Yeah.
may not. Yeah, my mom's side of the family, rest of soul, is from Kingston.
Okay. Oh, my
Yeah,
dad is
yeah. We may
Portland.
be related. Who knows?
Oh, wow.
Adeline Leslie Francis Turner. Good Jamaican name. Four names.
Turner. Okay.
I know there's a lot of
Mm.
Francises in Kingston. Yeah,
Wow. Okay.
yeah.
Mm. Yeah.
Where are your parents from, Eshe? What part?
Jamaica.
Oh, what part of
M-
Jamaica?
my dad comes from Portland, Sherwood Forest.
Oh,
My mom, she come from St. Thomas, but she didn't grow up there. She grew up in St. James.
okay. St. James.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then her parents lived in Montego Bay. So
Ah.
different places. My aunt lived in Mandeville. Had
Mm.
another aunt in St. Anne's. We was kind of, you know what I mean? Yeah, different places.
I know what you mean. I know. Yeah.
And some cousins in Kingston as well.
Mm, mhm,
Mm.
mhm. Kingston, always the central place, the capital.
Right.
Mhm.
Somebody's always got a relative in Kingston. Always,
Yep.
you gotta
Yeah,
you gotta
Yeah.
have a relative in
yeah,
Kingston.
That's
yeah.
Definitely.
right.
Mm, mm,
Definitely. Mine were from Clarendon, but my grandmom was originally from St. Elizabeth.
okay.
My granddad actually was originally from Cuba.
Mm,
Oh,
mm,
okay.
mhm,
Mm.
mm,
I love
mm,
that. Speaking of Cuba, I love that when Fidel Castro made his sojourn to the U.S., he insisted on staying in Harlem.
mm.
You made that
Wow.
statement. A lot of people don't know that. Yep, they offered him all these places. He said, "Nope, I'm staying in Harlem," and
Wow.
everything that represented. Yep,
Yeah.
yep,
Mm, wow.
So it's nice to talk and to hear where people are from and their roots
mhm,
and yeah,
yeah,
it's good. So there's Andrew Stonage is said we are all related in some way. Yes, we are because we're God's children. We're all
yes.
brothers and sisters. We are all brothers and sisters. No matter
That's
where we
right.
are, what part of the world we're from, we're all one.
That's right. Well, our black queens, you all have what is known in science as the Eve gene, and
Mhm,
that
yeah.
means black women are the only creatures on the planet Earth whose every species can come from. Only the black woman has what they named it. It's like, you don't get mad at us. They called it
Yeah.
the Eve gene, and
Yeah.
only black women from any, so Asian, Latin, Caucasian, whatever, can come from an African American, from a black queen kind of thing. And of course,
Yeah.
they've even traced our origins to the Garden of Eden, as some would call it, to Kenya, Old Abbey Gorge, and
Oh.
of course those original bones that they found, they've named her Eve, so from an African woman. So
Mm,
that's why I say, why does he always call you queens? So there's a reason for that. It's not just me being nice. You are queens.
That is
mm,
that is true. That is so true. We can produce any type of baby, and
mm.
it still be the man's baby. So the man that needs the man will get worried. This don't look like me.
Right. I mean, it was in the
Romance.
1990s that Bill Clinton was still president when that study came out, when they had traced successfully the human genome origins to Africa. And
Mm.
the white folks got mad at him when he said we're all from Africa. They're like, what? See, science
Yeah.
proves it.
Yeah.
Don't get mad, get glad.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't get mad. I like that.
I like that one.
Right? We in fact, what we used to say is don't get mad, scratch and get glad. That's some old New York.
Oh, well.
I like that one. I like that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's been so incredible. It's so lovely to be obviously talking to all of you and to have you as the guest panel as well. Um,
Yes.
Eshe,
Yes.
um,
Mm.
before we leave the show.
Lovely, lovely to meet Gary from Sons of Blackness as well.
Oh,
Yeah, he's like an encyclopedia, just on here taking notes.
Oh, bless you, Queen.
I'm just like,
but
yeah,
the-
because it's
and
not
it's
everything that you can find in a book. You know what I mean? It's when you meet somebody
yeah,
and you just like, they've got the stories. Yeah, the knowledge,
Oh, bless you.
the live knowledge. Yeah.
it is.
Back in Messiah Baptist in Yonkers, New York. I live in Minneapolis now, but growing up in New York, um, we learned African and African American history back then. I'm really hard on my black churches now because we're not doing that anymore.
Mm,
We're not teaching our history. And you were saying this a little bit earlier, my sister, about us needing to be responsible for teaching ourselves. So
mm,
our black churches need to get back to that, teaching our African and African American, because it's throughout the diaspora, the whole international history. But that comes all from that. So um,
mm,
keep on keeping on.
And
yeah.
do you know why they're not doing it? Is it something political? Is it to do with what is it to do with? Why are they not doing it?
Not having the orientation again, it's about consciousness. having the orientation to do that. Too many of our churches now are so heavenly high that they're no earthly good. Okay, it's like, okay,
Oh,
so
Gary,
you know the
I love you.
yeah, the churches. I mean, growing up in Yonkers, the churches used to be in the literally because my mom would have me. I was, just a little guy at the time in the front of the marches, for freedom and the pickets and the demonstrations. That they were church led. But now, like when George Floyd, was murdered here a few years ago and all kind of thing, couldn't find the churches, so I gave them hell. You know me.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. That's right. You know, because you go for what's right, what's
That's
fair
right. That's
and
right.
justice. And if the churches can't go for what's right, what's fair, what's justice.
That's right, and that's in the history, And I could hear my group now. If the Sounds of Blackness were here, they'd be saying, "Carrie, don't get started. Don't have them in there all day." But our major slave rebellions. I'll end with this quickly. Were led by black ministers. People, Nat Turner, over 1,000 strong, was a preacher. Denmark Vesey was a preacher, both with rebellions of over 1,000 strong. So it's in the legacy. We just have to get back to it.
Yep.
Mhm.
And not to be afraid.
That's right.
Not to be afraid of man. They are to be honorable to our Creator, God.
Yes.
That's who we serve. We serve God. If they just
Yes.
remember that, serve God, not humans.
There you go.
And if it's not that, it's like you don't want to be instilled with fear,
Mhm.
that you don't use your God-given power.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the
And
scripture tells us dozens of times, fear not, fear not, fear
that's
not.
right.
I'm with
Exactly.
you,
You
fear
don't need
not.
to fear.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. If you're truly, really in tune with your Creator, in tune with God, or you're working on it, because we're all work in progress, if
Right.
we be honest. Yeah, we're all work in progress. If you're really trying to make a concerted effort to get closer to God, then the fear element lessens.
Right.
Lessens. I'm not saying it diminishes it, because
Right.
we're human, but it lessens. Whereas the average person who hasn't got that relationship or not got as close relationship would have more fear. You, you know, just quickly look at when there was the lockdown. There were so many people panicking.
Right.
Where was the faith?
Yeah.
Fear not.
Right. Fear not.
Fear not.
Mhm.
If you didn't row, you were better off. God protects you.
That's right.
Protects you. And then look afterwards. Look at all the revelations afterwards. Look at what they've said about the lockdown afterwards.
Yes.
We're not going to go into all of that. But
Right.
look,
No, but yeah.
so all that anxiety,
Right.
all that fear, that's
Yes.
not needed. God had our backs covered all the time.
Yes.
So the stronger ones had less fear, less fear, less fear. You believe, if you're a true believer, you have less fear. God's got your back. God's got your back. Even when you think the circumstances is stacked against you, God will lift you high, very high. And your bystanders will look amazed how you come through unscratched, not one scratch on you.
Preach.
You gonna make me send that video in the group chat.
Yeah. There you go.
Yes, send the video, send the video. That's how God operates. I'm telling you, I've seen it with other people. I've seen it in my life more than once. So
Yes.
I know. I'm not just talking, I'm not giving lip service. I know. He just gently lifts you up.
Yes.
And all you need to do is rise. That's all you need to do, rise.
Yes.
Hmm. Ah,
Yeah.
Doors of the church are open now.
That right.
Yeah.
Urshers, please come forward. Not ushers, but urshers.
Mm.
yeah. Thank you. Tell us about your latest single before we depart, Eshe.
Oh, the one that I'm working on now,
Mhm,
it's what the world needs now is love, sweet love. It was inspired from that.
Mm,
So it is so timely, I think, for me to, so we still haven't finished it completely. I've just got one more, but you're just hearing a snippet anyway, so you wouldn't know. And so with all what's going on in the world, we have to go back to how we were, before we just allowed negativity or darkness, what I mean, come in, because
mhm,
we seem to go through these cycles over thousands and thousands of years, and we go from is it the clay age through to the golden age?
mm,
And that is when we're at our lowest, in human civilization or our journey, and then we rise back up again to the golden age, you know what I mean? And this is um, the earth becoming new, the heavens becoming new. So it's not that the prophecy just ends in Revelation, because remember, there's enough books that were taken out of the Bible. They took out the book of
right.
Enoch for one, right?
Right.
So we are being renewed as well. Yeah, because remember, we've got everything in us, the earth and the sun in us. So it's
Right.
turning, and we are also turning the poles as well within us. So yeah, we have to be renewed within and without.
That's right.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
because
Yes.
I remember when I was younger, they used to try to instill this fear in you, like, oh, somebody's going to press the atomic bomb, and you'd be like, you're sort of thinking, oh my goodness, can you imagine if that happened? What would happen to the earth? You know what I mean? It's like, how many humans would be left? You know what I mean? Like, what sort of damage would it do to you? Like the radiation or whatever.
Right.
And then it just became dimmer and dimmer and dimmer. And just like, nobody's gonna press that button. Nobody's gonna press that button.
Well, we
You know,
certainly hope not.
I don't think. You know what? As far as I'm concerned, God won't even allow them to press that button.
I hear you.
By the
But
time they go like that, their body would be flying somewhere else. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't think that could ever happen.
and it's so great to hear you say that how God created us and that we're a part of the universe. The four most common elements in our body are the four most common elements throughout the universe: carbon, nitrogen, hydrogen,
Mhm.
and
Hydrogen.
helium are the most common in the universe. So he truly, we are
Well,
one.
What's,
This is
what's,
we are
what's the
all his
what's the fourth
creation.
one? What's the fourth one? You said
Oh, carbon,
carbon,
hydrogen, nitrogen, and
nitrogen,
oxygen.
oxygen. That's it.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah.
We
Mhm.
are we are coming to the end. We are love, sweet love. And yeah, we are always renewing ourselves. And we don't even know it. Some of us don't even know it. We're learning every day. Our body
Mhm.
sheds skin every day. Our body, there's wastage that we have to get rid of every day. And
Mhm.
that's all part of the renewal process.
Yep.
So just give ourselves a chance and
Mhm.
we can do it. And some
Yes.
of us are working towards doing it,
Mm.
which
Yes.
is beautiful. And that is all contributes to love, sweet love. Eshe Escoffery, thank you for being a great guest on the After Eight show. And as
Oh, thank
always, our
you.
beautiful, lovely Queen of Boosadelic, aka
Yes,
Thank You
lovely meeting
Haywood.
everybody else. Queen A
Yes.
is
Yes.
Queen AKA. Known as, what's the other name?
Thank You Haywood.
Tankua. Tankua. How do you say
Tangeray.
it?
Tangeray.
Tangeray. Tangeray. Oh, unusual. I never heard that name.
It's a
So
Thank
gin.
you're proper
Huh?
Jamaican, Eshe. You're
What
proper
did you
Jamaican, Eshe. You're proper
what?
Jamaican. Thank you, what? Thank you, what?
I said Tangeray, and I said, because I didn't
Thank
hear
you,
her.
what? What? Oh, wait, what she say? Sorry.
Yes.
Oh, Jamaica. Look, what they say about speak the Queen's English? She not my queen. She not my queen. If my mother is my queen, innit? My mother.
Ah, Mr. Gary Hines, thank you so much for being on the show.
Bless
You
you.
would it's been great. Eshe, anything you want to say before we play your tune? Leading
just,
out to the
just enjoy. Yeah. Mhm.
Thank you all. Next week, everyone, please like, share, subscribe, share the show.
Mhm.
Share
Yeah.
the show.
I
This is
mean,
the place to be.
I would definitely come back anyway. So yeah, love the
Oh,
conversation.
lovely.
Yeah,
Oh, we'll
Excellent.
have you back. We'll have you
yeah.
back, Eshe. Oh, that's so great. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. Well, we can dance, whatever you want to do. We've got a minute and a half left listening to Love Sweet Love.
Okay.
Oh, can you see the tragedies? Enough to make you go insane. Everywhere, so much blood is pouring, and they say it's in her name. Talking about you, and I'm talking about me. Hear the call of the beating drum. Can you hear your name? Can you hear your name? Love is calling, live love again. But the word is love, sweet love, love, sweet love, sweet love. What the word is love, sweet love, love, sweet love, sweet love. This is the reality. Show the children how. We can make the world a better place with Mother God in a rightful place, and live life with more grace, for a more loving space. Talking about you, and I'm talking about me. This is the reality. Do what must be done. Do what must be done. Love is calling. Live love again. But the word is love, sweet love. Love, sweet love, sweet love. What the word is love, sweet love. Love, sweet love. Talking about you. This is the reality.
Gotta be a better way. Show the children how to grow.
Hard to play in you, so
The feeling that goes deeper through,
emotion waving
waving you and takes a seat in the soul. Heart of love, renew you.
let's love, let's
Love, love, sweet love. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. Love, sweet love.
this is the
This is the
reality.
reality. Gotta be a better way. Show the children how to grow.
Let's love. What the world now is the last
Come what may. Show the children how to grow. Yeah.
Thank you. Bye bye, everyone. Thank you.
Good night, everyone. Good night.